I'll bring that down.
You can bring it down. Are you right there, old boy?
Yeah, we're good.
Have a look at that.
This is just like stupidly old school, but so cool.
And I just can't think of one of these without thinking of Lewis Solar. I just can't.
I think of Lewis Solar a lot. Nothing to do with those.
Oh my gosh. It's definitely past your time for medication, isn't it, young man?
That's why I'm having a drink.
This is a Tamiya Top Force. Now, this isn't the first time it has been re-released. It's been re-released by the label back in 2017.
Yep.
And this was, if I'm not mistaken now, this was originally released in 91.
Something like
92.
Yeah, 91.
I'd have to go back at Lewis Solar's tutorials.
Yep.
This is the car that made it. So the Evolution, the high-spec model came later.
Yep.
This was the grassroots version. Oh, this is up from the Manta Ray, but this was the four-wheel drive kit.
Competition car.
Wasn't it? It was a serious competition car back in the day. And when you look at it, you can see why. And I've always got a soft spot for green things. And this body shape, I don't know what they call it, but it is absolutely a gorgeous form.
And it's basically a wing.
It is just a wing.
Yeah.
It just goes, it's beautiful. I don't know who penciled that, but they did an absolutely fantastic job.
Oh, look at that.
Just smells like a Tamiya, doesn't it?
Yeah. So do you sometimes.
It's because I lick them all the time. It comes out my pores. Super Grippers. Now, Tamiya have bucked the trend, and I did say bucked then, of, in fact, updating, re-releasing, and reinvigorating their tyre range.
And that's just...
Because I've noticed with the Kyosho's lately, they will have tyres that look like the old tyres, but they actually feel like modern tyres.
Yeah.
Like proper tyre, like tyres that you'd want to use.
Yeah.
These would still go in the bin.
Yeah. But they look cool.
2.2-inch Super Grippers. Pretty cool. Probably right for a bit of grass play and that, but you wouldn't really want to put it on a racetrack. Look at the Tamiya plastics. All black. It's really good. Now, this doesn't have hot shot gearboxes, does it?
No.
This was all new for this car.
These were still a little bit fragile, though.
Well, it's a Tamiya.
If you give it anything more than a 17.5, they start to get a little bit...
well, the brushless things, and I was actually chatting to Tony before, I've really lost context of the cars that we used to call fast, of what they're like now, because the brushless and LiPo technologies is that much faster.
Yeah.
I can't even contemplate what we used to think was fast, and the stresses of the old cars.
Luckily, there are aftermarket gears for these, so if you want to get a bit more serious...
Speak to Solar.
Solar or Defino...
that's right, Defino's a massive nut as well, isn't he?
I think Lee Broadhurst in England, in the UK, does special gears for them to make them hold together. This is a great...
And there's a gearbox brace and stuff like that.
You can get lots of stuff, but these are just...
Do you know what this one doesn't have? Does not have a moustache.
No.
And you might say to me, but what the hell is a moustache?
Have you got something that you could show that to us, Brett?
Have a look at this. I have got the very Top Force Evo that Lewis Solar and myself built. And it does have the moustache. And that comes from the moniker of Peter Chard, Mike's dad.
Yep.
And he had a dirty, great big moustache. And he thought that's exactly what it looked like. And this was to replicate, let's go to Overhead Town. This was to replicate sort of a monoshock sort of feeling and to basically take some aggression out of the front end, really dulled the front end down and took that initial bite, because this car didn't have a center differential. It didn't have a slipper. The only option was a one-way. So it has ball diffs, front and rear, and it has a one-way. Now, the one-way can make the car very aggressive under power and even more aggressive off power. But it does have much better straight line characteristics and more horsepower, less drag.
On the face of it, you think, how the hell does that work? Having watched this car not this one, but Lou's car back in the day, it was just awesome.
And even back in the day, you can see it on any given Sunday at Knox. No? He usually gets out, doesn't race every clubby, but the old Top Force does come out. And it is pretty much...
It's been solidified.
One of these. And this is the very car. So that leads us. The Vintage Bash is coming up soon, isn't it?
Coming up very, very soon.
Next thing we know, it's going to be bloody soon.
Formats changed a bit now. They're separating the cars into eras. So from X year to X year. So you'll be driving against cars that were produced in the same era that yours was. So it'll be much more like
it'll be more
a period race meeting.
It'll be more photogenic, won't it?
Yeah,
Because it'll be more car similar and
it'll be very interesting. And there are people coming. I'm not going to say we because I'm not part of it anymore, but there are people coming from overseas.
You're the Grand Poobah of it. What are you talking about? Just because you've stepped away from...
I've left it to Lou and Aaron and Cookie to take over, and they've done a fine job. And there's no need for me anymore.